times as we speak.
Every minute you scroll.
Every
on social media.
Every comment get from a friend.
Seems harmless.
On the surface,
However,
Harmless. My actions.
Well, you're disguised as
spending hours
today on
social media exposed everywhere.
It's almost impossible.
B.F. Skinner was one of the most famous American psychologists, and it's clear why. He discovered a strange phenomenon where you can take an animal that seemed to be free in making up its mind and instead get it to pay attention to what you want it to. He found this by putting a pigeon in a cage, keeping it in there until hungry, and then giving the pigeon seeds when it did a certain movement. If you do this a few times, the pigeon will begin to start doing the specific movement as much as possible. It started with movements like sticking out its left wing or jerking its head up, but Skinner wanted to know how far he could take it. The result? You can take it far. Skinner redesigned pigeons to play ping pong, rabbits to pick up coins and put it in a piggy bank, and a pig to vacuum a you need this pig. Skinner's results spread all across America, and it's clear to see that the creators of social media knew just how powerful this could be. Look around the world right now. People scroll any second they're bored, obsessively taking selfies and photos to Instagram and texting others when we're out with friends. It's like we've all become pigeons in Skinner's experiment, chasing likes and comments instead of genuine social interaction and alone time. Is life just one big experiment, however? Are we on the same level as pigeons, pecking for seeds on the floor? Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi tried pronouncing that 3 times, set out on a mission to prove this, and in turn found a solution to our problem. Mihaly lived most of his life running out of fear due to wars and felt that adults had no clue what it meant to live a good life. So he set out to America to study psychology and find a method to live a good life. He shadowed plenty of artists and found something strange. An artist would paint for hours straight without breaking concentration, and when he would finish his painting, he would instantly put it to the side and continue. Mihaly couldn't believe his eyes. If Skinner was right with his theory on rewards, then the artist should have enjoyed the paintings and not jumped straight to the next one. This wasn't the case, however, and he found this to be the same across multiple activities like climbing, swimming, or chess. Mihaly found that getting lost in the process itself was a common and rewarding process on its own, and he coined it the flow state. You've experienced the flow state before, being so absorbed in what you are doing that you lose all sense of yourself, and time seems to fall away as you flow into the experiences itself. No matter where you felt it, you probably have a clear memory of when and what you were doing. This is because the flow state is so powerful, and it's often the greatest moment of our lives. As powerful as it is, it's equally as fragile. The flow state requires you to do a singular task and go all in on it. Any extra task on top only breaks you out of it. In your pocket right now is one of the biggest distraction tools known to mankind. With its constant beeps and vibrations, it's seemingly impossible to experience a flow state anymore. Scrolling is also one of the biggest flow killers, as it puts us in the direct opposite of flow known as fragmentation. Fragmentation makes you smaller, shallower, and angrier. With that, it's easy to see why society is so depressed, anxious, and lonely all the time. We've blocked out the biggest enjoyment of life, the flow state. So stop scrolling and start living. First step, choose a clearly defined goal. With the flow state, we need to know exactly what to do, at least at the start, and go right for it. This is needed because if we don't have clarity on what we need to do, we'll get distracted by stuff like scrolling or YouTube. The flow state requires us to be doing one thing at a time, nothing else. Second step, make it meaningful. If I told you your goal was to pick smelly garbage off the street, would you find flow? Honestly, I feel after some time I could get lost in it. Most likely not, since it doesn't mean anything to you. A frog will care more about a fly than a stone, since the frog can eat the fly but can't eat the stone. If the frog looked at stones all day, it would starve to death. Do something you care about, like a boxing class, climbing a hill, or writing a book, my personal favorite. Third step, do something that pushes you but not too much. If a rock climber were to climb a metal fence as tall as him, he wouldn't get into flow since it was too easy. If he were to climb the Grand Canyon with no gear, he wouldn't get it to flow since it's practically impossible. However, if he were to climb a mountain that matches her skills exactly, then flow will be unlocked. Push yourself just hard enough to get lost in the flow, but not easy enough for it not to be a challenge. Bonus tip, do it in the morning. Anytime I write, I fall into a flow state, and it's often these days where I spend 1 to 3 hours in a flow state in the morning where I feel relaxed, engaged, and open to life.